So what you just saw was my 200 TNT compression machine and my 800 TNT compression machine that I created and designed on the Genesis CMP server. And if you haven't joined our Discord, you should go do that. There's going to be a link to the Discord in the description. But anyway, before I explain how those machines work, I'm going to go through a bit of the history and how I got to where I am with this 1.16 TNT compression. So this design right here was shown off, or at least a similar design, I modified it, but this design was shown off by Ida in a 1.13 TNT duplication video that he made, and basically the only difference is I added target blocks just because, 1.16 fun new mechanics. And it duplicates 10 TNT at once, so flip the switch, duplicates 10 TNT. The fence gates compress it down to these spots, and that's why it only drops in 4. Then what I went and did was I modified it a bit more, and I added a TNT here, and this actually duplicates 11 TNT. And I choose not to use this in a lot of my later designs because it's a lot slower because of the way I implemented this part right here, and I'm not too pressured to fix it at the moment and make it faster because this is just fine, but I have created this 11 TNT duplication machine. So same as that one, activate it, and it duplicates TNT. Slightly different fence layout, but that doesn't really affect duplicated TNT that much. So the first thing I made when I started doing TNT compression was this machine here, which is 60 TNT at once. So you can flip the switch and it'll compress at the speed of falling, so it never lands on any blocks. It just keeps falling until it's compressed, and it ends right there, which makes it really fast compared to the other design I made. So if I flick the switch, it goes right down in the center, and then it explodes quite loudly. Then over here is a slightly more vertically compact design, but unfortunately I didn't get it to do it at fall speed, so the TNT lands on this obsidian because it gets split up a bit and then pushed over after a slight delay. So if I activate the machine, you can see that it does the exact same thing as the other machine. Another thing that's interesting is if you fire these TNT compression modules twice, you can shoot off the second bit of TNT, which I know XCOM and others have used in their 360-degree pearl cannons. So if I fire this and then fire it again, it'll shoot that second batch of TNT over to here. So I'm now on the Genesis SMP server, and if you haven't heard about our server, make sure to go check out the link in the description to our Discord. We're a pretty cool group doing a lot of cool stuff like this TNT compression, so you should definitely check us out. And this is behind me is Tim, and he helped a lot with the project. So Tim, say hi.
Hello.
So Tim here also helped me with these 200 TNT compressors, and this machine that I'm about to show is basically what allowed that 200 TNT compressor to be more feasible. So this is the 20 TNT duper, and it's basically the same as Ida's with a few key modifications. First, it duplicates 20 TNT using the same redstone instead of 10 TNT using this redstone. So on the other dupers, it was 4 wide and duplicated 10, and this one is 7 wide and duplicates 20. So this machine saves a block in space, and it's just also a lot more lag friendly because the other problem with the machine, it was really laggy. And yeah, because there's less redstone, less pistons to fire everything. So on a larger scale, this machine really makes a difference. And Tim actually, I don't know where he went, there he is. He kind of helped me develop this and develop these. That's about when he got involved. and he kind of inspired me to get back into this after he published some of his TNT compression videos. So if I fire this, it will duplicate 20 TNT. As you can probably see all around me and way off in the distance, I had a lot of different iterations of this 200 at once TNT duper, but this machine is the final one that I settled on, and it works reliably, so TNT won't get stuck on top of these sweepers like in some of the past versions, and it just compresses all 200 TNT. So you saw it running earlier, and basically I'm just chaining these 20 TNT modules that I mentioned earlier all together on one redstone line, and then these sweepers push it towards that wall right there, and then these lower ones push it towards that wall, and the velocity in both directions goes or puts the TNT down to this one spot. This machine over here is my 800 TNT compressor, which you've already seen, but this one is just the 200 TNT compressor that's over there, but I mirrored it so that, or I had 4 and I mirrored it so that it all goes right towards the center, and then there's a compressor down here that takes the 4 TNT and puts them into one area. And I believe this was designed by XCOM. This is something that Tim the Ranger showed me, and it does the job very nicely. And so, as you saw before, when I fired this, all the TNT was compressed and went down into this one spot here. I wanted to thank a few people for making this video possible. First of all, Curb from the Prototech server. He helped a lot with a lot of random stuff with game mechanics and just provided helpful suggestions. And Tim the Ranger, who was kind of my partner in this and helped develop a lot of the stuff that we worked on. Also, XCOM for getting me interested in TNT compression and doing some of the early 1.12 stuff, and also Ida, whose TNT duper contraption I based most of my designs after.